Hi yogis, welcome to this flowing with breath practice. I have my husband joining us today, so if you're at home, you can grab your friends, your family, or your partner, and you can get yoga mats together and do this practice together at home. So we're going to start in child's pose. The point of this practice, like I said, is flowing with breath. So we're going to start working on our Ujjayi breath to begin with. Now while you're in child's pose breathing, you can roll your forehead left and right. You can shrug and unshrug your shoulders. You can wiggle your hips a little bit left and right if it helps you loosen up your low back. So any of these small movements you can take while we start to focus on our breath. Let's take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose and the back of the throat, and exhale through the back of the throat and the nose. Let's do 2 more breaths, filling up your lungs from the top to the bottom and emptying out from the bottom to the top. 1 more, inhale and an exhale. Next inhale, come up to your hands and knees. Curl your toes under and go to downward facing dog, exhaling. Now take a breath in here. Raise your tailbone higher, and a breath out, push into your arms so that your armpits lengthen and your chest comes closer to your knees. Inhale, tailbone higher. Lower your heels, exhale. Keep the heels down but lift your tailbone, turning your buttocks up to the ceiling. And exhale. Good, 2 more breaths. Breath in through the bottom of your lungs and breath out all the way to the top. 1 more breath. Now we're going to start to add some movement. Right leg lifts up to 3-legged dog. Square your hips, flex your right foot, push your right heel higher, push your right thigh higher. Try and straighten those elbows. Exhale all the way out. And then we'll bend the right knee, roll the hips open. See if you can reach your left shoulder blade with your right big toe. Right knee to the ceiling. 1 more breath. Back to 3-legged dog. Flexing that ankle, lifting with your right glute, your right thigh. Try not to stamp too firmly into your left hip. Are you still breathing? 1 more breath in. And step your right foot really far forward to your right thumb. We'll go to a crescent lunge. Inhale, take your arms up high. And then sink deeper into the lunge on your exhale. Good, 2 more full rounds of breath. On that last round of breath, I want you to inhale, pull your navel in, keep it in as you exhale. Next, inhale, reach behind your low back. Interlace your fingers and palms together. Push your left heel down, setting your feet like warrior 1. Take a big breath in, open your heart to the ceiling, and pause here. Sink lower into your lunge. This is bound warrior, so we're just opening the chest, asking the back muscles to pull towards each other while the chest muscles lengthen or widen. 1 more breath. So you're going to take a big inhale and then take humble warrior on your exhale, bowing at an angle so you can tuck your shoulder inside your right knee. And then keep bending that right knee. We're warming up that right hamstring too. So right hamstring needs to do some work. 1 more breath. Warrior 1 on your next inhale. Release your hands, swing them up to the ceiling, sink into that lunge. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat for runner's lunge. Left heel is up, Your body weight's forward, really stamp into that right foot. One more big inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back and take a downward facing dog. Good, 3 breaths here. Inhale, all the same little adjustments as before. You're turning your butt cheeks up, you're pressing your heels down, you're lengthening your armpits and really gripping the floor with your fingertips. Left leg up on your next inhale, 3-legged dog. Breathing in, thigh up, calf up, heel up. One more big breath. One more big exhale. And then we'll bend that left knee and roll open on this side. So this is like scorpion tail. Taking your left knee as high as it will go. Left toes to right shoulder blade. One more big inhale. Exhale it all out. Back to 3-legged dog on your next inhale. We'll hold for 1. Lift a little higher. 2. Bigger breath. And 3. Exhale. Good. Take the left foot to step forward. Deep, deep lunge. Then swing the arms up for crescent lunge. Inhale. Sink into the lunge, exhale. Now check out your back heel. Pull your right heel away from the back wall. Sink deeper into the front leg. Pull your navel in, one more breath. Bound warrior is next. Hands come behind your low back, pushing your right heel down. Good, so setting the feet like warrior 1 and really widening the chest here. So try to unshrug your shoulders. One more breath. One more inhale, and we'll take humble warrior on the exhale. So bow forward at an angle, left shoulder just inside your left kneecap. Good, 2 more breaths. One more breath. Come all the way up to warrior 1. Inhale, reach high, sink into your lunge, exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1. Inhale and exhale. 2. Take both hands to the floor for a runner's lunge. Big inhale. Hold it there, exhale. Another big breath in. And then take your left foot back to down dog as you exhale. Good, 3 breaths here. And we're gonna repeat that sequence, 1 breath, 1 motion. So flowing with breath. And the goal is to take the full inhale to get to the pose and the full exhale to refine the pose. All right, 3-legged dog is first. Right leg lifts up as you inhale. Hold as you exhale. Scorpion tail, inhale. Hold as you exhale. 3-legged dog again, inhale. Hold, exhale. Step your right foot to lunge. Inhale, tall crescent. Breath in and breath out. Bind your hands for bound warrior. Push your left heel down. Inhale. Stay there, exhale. 1 more breath and take a humble warrior as you exhale. Bend that right knee, drop your hips. Inhale, warrior 1. Hold, exhale. Inhale, hands come down to the mat for a runner's lunge. Hold, exhale. Step your right leg back to 3-legged dog, or downward facing dog. 1 more breath. Exhale. Left leg up. Inhale, down, hold, exhale. It's gonna be a good one. Inhale, bend and roll open. Exhale. 3-legged dog. Hold it there. Step to your lunge. Come up to tall crescent. Take a big breath in. Hold for your exhale. Setting up for bound warrior. Bind the hands, push the right heel down, breath in, stay there, breath out. One more inhale, humble warrior on your exhale. Warrior one, inhale, reach up. Hold, exhale. Hands to the mat as you inhale, runner's lunge, exhale. Down dog, inhaling. Now we're gonna add a vinyasa. So let's flow forward to a plank. Come nice strongly into plank, lower down to a chaturanga or belly, upward facing dog or cobra, down dog as you exhale. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Scorpion pose, exhale. Three-legged dog, inhale, lunge, exhale. Tall crescent, breath in. Bound hands, bound warrior, breath out. Open your heart, gaze up, humble warrior, exhale. Warrior one, reach up with your next breath in. Hands to the mat for a runner's lunge. Stepping it back to your down dog. Come forward to your plank pose, chaturanga or belly, upward or cobra, down dog as you exhale. Left leg up, inhale. Scorpion tail, exhale. Three-legged dog, inhale. Step forward to lunge. Tall crescent, breath in. Bound warrior as you breathe out. Open your heart, inhale. Humble warrior, exhale. Warrior one on an inhale. Hands to the mat for runner's lunge, exhale. Step your left leg back, down dog. Come forward to plank. Take a big breath in, chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Inhale, come onto your toes. Walk or step to the top of your mat. At the top of your mat, heel toe your feet hip distance apart, and let's take a halfway lift. Strong back, heart into your spine, and then fold forward, exhale. Reverse swan dive up to mountain pose. Inhale, and hands to heart center, exhale. We're gonna do side crescents. So I'll talk you through it. Inhale, reach up to mountain. You're gonna bend your left elbow so that your left hand taps your right shoulder blade. Right hand taps your left shoulder blade. Gaze right, and then bow left. Push into your feet, pull your navel in. Inhale, reach up to mountain. Exhale, opposite side. Let's start with the right hand to left shoulder blade, left hand to right. Gaze left and bow right. Breathe in, push down to your feet, breathe out. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Let's take a vinyasa, halfway lift, heart up. Exhale, hands plant. Make your way back to your plank. Lower down to your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes, step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift, forward fold. Let's go up to tall mountain and we'll take another crescent. Left elbow bends, right elbow bends. Gaze right as you arch left. When you're ready to inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, switch sides. Right elbow bends, left elbow bends. Gaze left and arch towards the right. Inhale up and fold, exhale. Halfway lift, make your way back to plank. Lower yourself through your vinyasa. Upward or cobra, downward exhaling. Good job. Let's take 2 breaths here just to reset. Let's come up onto the toes, bend the knees, jump or step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, mountain pose, chair pose. We'll meet you in chair pose for 4 breaths. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Fold on your exhale. Halfway lift. Make your way through your vinyasa. Lower down at your own pace. Take your time, up dog and down dog. We're gonna go through to eagle pose. So take your gaze forward, step your right foot to the top of your mat. Runner's lunge, tall crescent lunge. Inhale, one step at a time. Exhale, arms out to a T. Inhale, you're gonna drive your left knee up to chest height as you come to standing. Now eagle up the legs, left knee over right knee. Now eagle up the arms, left elbow under right elbow. We'll hold for 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind the arms first. Unwind the legs next. Step back to crescent lunge. Inhale. Hands to the mat. Runner's lunge. Exhale. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward and downward. Opposite side. We're setting up for eagle on the other side. So gaze forward. Left foot steps to runner's lunge. Come to tall crescent on your inhale. Drive your right knee high, balancing on your left foot. Exhale. Arms out to a T. Wrap your right knee over your left. And then arms will eagle up as well. Left elbow under right. 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deconstruct the pose, arms out, right leg back, tall crescent, runner's lunge, plank pose, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a big breath, come up on your toes, jump forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, top of the mat, and then forward fold, exhaling. Reach up to mountain, and we'll do a sun A. Forward fold, halfway lift, inhale, hands plant, step or jump back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We're gonna take your right leg up high, inhale, step to your runner's lunge, exhale. Then we're gonna model 3 jump switches here. So we're gonna take the weight into the hands, press your hands really hard into the mat, hips come up, jump switch. So left knee hums forward, right leg is back. All right, push into the mat, jump switch, and jump switch. Pause here, readjust that front foot so you're in a solid runner's lunge, knee over ankle, ankle under knee. Take a big breath in, push into your right foot, and we'll come up to 5-point star. Like you're cartwheeling. Inhale, cartwheel up. Hold it there, exhale. One more breath. And we'll set up for triangle pose. Arms parallel to the floor. Rotate your right foot to face the front of your mat. Stretch your right hand forward. And then let your right hand fall to the floor. Lots of variations here. You could grasp your right ankle or shin if you would like with your right hand. You can take your left hand to the ceiling. If it feels more comfortable on the upper arm, you could bend your left elbow and tuck the back of the hand to the low back or kidney area. Try and grow a little longer through your spine. And tone your navel, exhale. Well, if your left hand is to the ceiling, we're gonna go to half moon next. So bring your left hand down and you can take your left hand to your hip, your left hip, and then take your right hand and spot it forward, offset of your right pinky toe. Bend your right knee, put a little spring in your right leg, and then push off your back leg, finding your balance here. Half moon is really about having a strong upper leg, so that left leg is very strong. Flex your left ankle, You can keep your left hand where it is, or you can reach it for the sky again. Nice job. Let's take a breath in, breath out. One more breath. Gaze down, and we'll slide back to side angle. Let your left foot plant at the back of your mat. Slide your right hand to meet your right ankle, inside or outside, doesn't matter where. Keep bending your right knee, so right knee and right armpit line up. Matt, take your right hand to the floor, palm down. There you go. And then gaze up if you can. One more breath. We'll rotate around to side plank. Left hand to the floor, right hand to the ceiling, heel toe or drag your right foot back so you can come to side plank. Let's hold for 5, 4, push the mat away, 3, 2, 1. Opposite side plank. Right hand plants, swivel onto the opposite side. Left hand up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank pose, both hands to the mat. Push your right leg up for 3-point plank. So you're just hovering the right heel up, up, up. Good. Take 2 breaths. One more breath, lowering down to chaturanga as you exhale. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take your left leg up. Inhale, runner's lunge on an exhale. Now here you do your 3 jump switches. So push into your hands, tip your hips up, jump switch. Jump switch, jump switch. Pause here. Jump switch one more time. That's better. All right, moving through the opposite side. Take a nice big breath. We're gonna cartwheel all the way up to 5-point star. Push into your left heel, cartwheel up, 5-point star. Inhale, hold, exhale. One more breath. Arms parallel to the floor, setting up for triangle pose. Rotate your left toes to the front of your mat. Press your right hip back as you stretch your torso forward. Left hand forward, stretch, and then left hand drops to the floor, to the ankle, to the shin, and right hand goes to ceiling. Now if you tucked your right hand on the opposite side, you can tuck it on this side as well. Gazing up so that we're working on a little equality in the sides of the body. One more breath. Half moon is next. Soften your left knee, spot the floor in front of your left pinky toe. Right hand can go to hip if you would like, just for a little stability. And then press your right outer leg up to the ceiling. Right outer ankle up, gaze up. Breathing here. Longer torso. One more round of breath. Right hand can come down to hip and then slide back to side angle. Sliding back so that knee bends into armpit. Nice. Now right hand can tuck again, or right hand can reach to ceiling. Gaze to ceiling. 2 more breaths. One more. We're going to do the transition to our side plank. So take your right hand to the mat, heel toe or swivel so that you can drag your left foot back and come to side plank with your left hand to the ceiling. Good, let's hold for 5, 4, keep breathing here. Try not to jam your right shoulder into your torso. It's as if you're trying to slide your right hand away from you towards the front of your mat. One more breath. And we'll switch to the opposite side on the exhale. Left hand plants, right hand lifts. Inhale, hold, exhale. 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath in. Right hand to the mat. Exhale. Plank pose. Take a breath. And we'll do 3-point plank, hovering your left heel up to the ceiling. Hold. Navel in. Keep it lifted. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. All right, we have time to do both sides one more time. You're going to take this at your own pace, trying to move with 1 breath, 1 motion. Inhale, right leg up to the ceiling. Runner's lunge, exhale. As many jump switches as you would like, 3, 5, or 7. Jump switch, jump switch, jump switch. As many as you would like, and ending with that right leg forward. Adjust your right ankle under your right knee. Inhale up to 5-point star. Nice big breath, 5-point star. Set up for triangle as you exhale, rotating on your right heel. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, drop your right hand down. Inhale, gaze up at the ceiling. And then exhale, setting up for half moon. Left hand to hip if you would like. Spot the floor in front of your right foot. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, hold. Slide back to side angle. Inhale, lower your left foot. 1 more breath, gaze up at the ceiling. Side plank, exhale, left hand down, heel toe or slide your right foot back. Take 1 big breath here. Switch sides, exhale, hand plants. Inhale, left hand lifts. Exhale, left hand to mat for plank. Inhale, lift your right heel. Keep it lifted, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, lift that left leg up. Runner's lunge, exhale. As many jump switches as you would like here. 3, 5, or 7. Take your time. Plant your feet. Make sure you're pulling those toes up off the floor. No dragging your toes. As long as you land your left foot forward. Take your runner's lunge. 5-point star. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, setting up for triangle. Rotate your left toes forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your triangle pose. Gaze up at your right hand. Inhale. Half moon, setting up as you exhale. Take your half moon for a full breath in, full breath out. Slide back to side angle as you inhale. Hold as you exhale. We'll do our side plank. Right hand to the mat. Left foot slides back. Inhale, hold. Exhale, switch. Inhale this side, right hand up. Exhale, plank pose. Hold it there. Hover your left heel up. Inhale, keep it up. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Take a breath, come up onto your toes. Bend your knees, jump to the top of your mat. 1 sun A, halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose. Swan dive, exhale. Halfway lift. Hands plant. Make your way back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We're going to go to half pigeon. So take your left knee and kneel it down between your thumbs. Point your right toes way far back behind you, and you can sit really tall, staying with tall arms in half pigeon. Starting to slow it down here. We're going to try and hold this pose for 5 breaths. You're about halfway through. Relax your face. Yep, maybe even smile. About 1 more breath, so take your inhale and your exhale. We're gonna go to half Lord of the Fishes. So sit deeper onto your left glute and swing your right leg all the way around to the front of the mat, stepping over your left knee. Right hand will come behind you to the back of the mat. Left hand will lift to the ceiling. Exhale, twist, and hook your left elbow. 5 breaths. Try and unshrug your left shoulder. Sitting taller with each inhale. And twisting just a millimeter at a time as you exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more breath. Keep your right hand where it is. Take your left hand up to the ceiling to untwist. Now plant your left hand behind you just for support. We're going to do a one-legged fold next. So kick your right leg straight to the front corner of your mat and untuck that left heel. Good. Pushing your left foot into the inner left thigh. Sit up as tall as you can, lifting with your heart. Now it's okay if you can't fold very far forward. Fold first over your right knee with your navel, then your chest. Lengthen your neck, unshrug your shoulders, and just let the fold happen. 2 more breaths. One more inhale, you're going to look forward at your big toe. And as you exhale, you can push your hands up, up, up to come to a seated posture. Stargazer pose is next. Okay. Left hand cartwheels back. Left knee pushes down. Right foot pushes down. Good. Lifting your hips up high. Inhale. Now bring your right bicep by your ear. Push your chest higher. Maybe gaze at your right thumb. Gazing up at the stars up above. Stargazer pose. One more full breath here, and we're going to keep the left hand at the back of the mat. Bring the right hand down to the back of the mat as well. Step your feet so you're in down dog facing the back of your mat. Yes. Just take a moment in your down dog. Take one more breath. Exhale. Let's take that left leg up to 3-legged dog. Inhale. Hold it there. Exhale. Now this pose can work the stretch in the right calf. So if you can, your right heel drops to the floor as your left leg lifts higher. We're going to work our way into rock star pose. So bend your left knee, roll your hips open. It's almost like scorpion tail. And then step your left foot behind your right calf and swing your left hand all the way up to the ceiling. Take your left heel off the floor. Push your hips higher, pull your navel in. 3, hips higher. 2, one more breath. Exhale, take yourself back to plank. Take one big breath in. Lower down chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Now let's take everything on the opposite side. So this time, right knee kneels down in between your thumbs for pigeon pose. Point your left toes back behind you. Sit up tall here if you would like. If your half pigeon pose has more of a fold down to elbows, you can take your elbows down. Or you can fold your forehead all the way down to the mat. 2 more breaths. One more. And we'll go to half Lord of the Fishes. So sit deeper onto your right glute. Swing your left leg over your right knee. Stepping over that right knee, plant your left foot. Left hand comes behind you into the mat and right hand goes up to the ceiling. Twisting to your left, hook your right elbow on your left knee. Let's see if you can unshrug your shoulders, sitting taller with each inhale. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Unwind, take your right hand behind you, and we'll go to that one-legged forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. The left leg is straight and long, the right knee is bent, right foot to inner left thigh. Sit up as tall as you can here, so we're folding from the hips. Rotate your chest, your torso over your left knee, left quad, and then fold forward. Lead with your navel, then the center of your chest. No force here to fold forward, just take your time. Right hand is behind you, push into your right knee, kick your hips up to the ceiling. Left leg stays as straight as it can, hips up, navel in, 3. Left bicep by your ear, 2. Gaze at your left thumb, 1. And then we'll come all the way around to down dog at the front of the mat. Good, take your downward facing dog for a nice big breath in, breath out. Now we're gonna take a runner's lunge flow. Lift your right leg all the way up. See if you can get a calf stretch in the left foot, so left heel closer to the floor as you lift your right heel higher. Straighten those elbows, one more big breath. And we'll take it to rock star. Bend your right knee like you're about to do a scorpion tail. Keeping that right knee right where it is, step behind your left calf. Keeping your left leg straight, left hand down, press your hips high. See if you can take your right heel up off the floor, pop it up nice and high. 3, 2, 1. And come all the way back around. Now we're gonna take downward facing dog. We're gonna add some runner's lunge to low crescent lunge. So let's start with the right leg. Right leg up high, inhale. Right knee steps to runner's lunge, exhale. Take a nice big breath in. Lower your left knee for a low crescent lunge. Take your arms up overhead if you would like, pushing more weight into the top of the quad than the left knee. Heel toe your right foot forward if you need to. Relax your left foot behind you. Pull your navel in. One more big breath. Exhale, lower your hands to the mat. Half monkey is next. So you can curl your left toes underneath. Bring your hips back, so hips are over left knee and your right leg straightens. Tip your right toes up. Try not to bend your left knee as much, so you want your hips right over your left knee. Nice. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Good job. One more breath. Come back forward to that low crescent lunge. Push into your hands so you can lift your left knee up to runner's lunge. Now slide your right leg back to downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Lift your left leg up high. Step to a runner's lunge as you exhale. On an inhale, drop your right knee for low crescent lunge and take your arms up high to the ceiling. Good. Relax your right toes. Heel toe your left foot forward if you need a little bit more space. You want that left knee over your left ankle. So now you're kneeling more on your right quad than your right kneecap. I'll take a little of the pressure out of the kneecap. Tailbone is down and heavy, left heel is heavy. One more breath. And we'll go to half monkey on the exhale. Hands come down to the floor. Curl your right toes under. Tip your left toes up as you drag your hips back over your right kneecap. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And an exhale. Let's come back to that low crescent lunge. Crawl your hands forward. Swing your arms up, inhale. Hands to the mat, exhale. Take your right knee off the floor, runner's lunge, and then step your left leg back to down dog. So we're going to talk you through dolphin pose next. Come down to your knees to start. Bind your hands and lower your elbows to the floor. Now check where your elbows land. You want them right underneath your armpits. Now bring your gaze forward, maybe even walking your knees forward a little bit so that you have a perfect 45-degree angle in your elbows and your armpits. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That's good. Mm-hmm. All right, so we have the base of our arms lined up. Strongly push your forearms into the floor. Take your knees up off the floor and walk your toes closer to your nose. Push your forearms deep into the floor. Lift your head up off the mat. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Holding it here for 5 breaths. If you're more of a handstander and you've practiced handstand before, you feel comfortable doing it now, feel free to take a handstand instead. 3 more breaths. Push that mat away. Even if you're in headstand, you want to take the pressure out of the head, the pressure out of the neck. Last breath. Lower yourself down to a child's pose, nice and easy. Good, and your child's pose can be whatever feels good in your arms. Maybe your arms come back by your ankles. Maybe your hands stay stretching long towards the front of your mat. We're really starting to slow it down here, so take your time to come to a belly down Shavasana. If it feels better to come up to hands and knees first before you lower onto your belly, and then pile your forearms on top of each other, creating a pillow for your forehead. Rest your forehead here on top of your arms. Make yourself comfortable in this pose. And then feel free to stay here for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Take some time to release, to relax, and let go of any tension in any of your muscles. And then we'll sign off here. Thanks for joining us today, yogis. Namaste.